Hello, my friends. Today we're going to talk about the solution to 99% of the problems in any business, really. So I don't care whether you run a surgery center, I don't care if you own a library, doesn't matter if you have a car wash, you could have a pizza shop, you could be a therapist, you could be a real estate agent, you could be a car salesman, you could be somebody who sells something on eBay, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you we'll use pizza shop as an example. If you have a pizza shop here and they pull in one person every 10 minutes for 6 people an hour, and then you have and they have the best pizza in the world, and you have a competitor that's got decent pizza, not quite as good as this place though, and this guy has a line wrapped around the building. Which one has a better business? That's right. The one's going to be more profitable, more sustainable, going to be able to put back into the business to grow the business better and make it more of the vision that the owner wants is going to be the guy with the line wrapped around the building. So prospecting is how you find all those people. So let's go back to the root of the word. They called it prospecting because back in the day, miners, the guys who would get a donkey and buy a pickaxe and a shovel and then head up the hill and find a stream and get a pan of dirt, and they would get a lot of dirt in there, and they would filter it through, swirl it around, and the dirt would leave, and the nuggets of gold would be left behind. That is exactly what you're doing with prospecting. You're going to reach out to a net this big, and you're going to search through it by having conversations with people, and there might be 100 people in that big net, and out of those 100 people, once you've had conversations with all of them, you might find 3, 4 people, 5 people. Some nets, it depends on your lead source. You ready for this? Some nets are going to get you 3, 4, 5. Traditional marketing. If you ran a 3% response rate on a mailing campaign, let's go way back in the day, that was considered pretty good. What if I told you, and we're going to get into this because this is another video. This is actually my bread and butter. What if I told you that you could have a lead source where for every 100 people you bring in, realistically, 40-something% of those people are going to do something within the next 12 months? That's unheard of. So now all you have to do is have a system that allows you to bring them in and put them through your pipeline. So here's where agents fail on the prospecting game. They get really good at prospecting. Then they got to service all these people. They make a ton of money. Then they go back into the office. They're like, okay, I got to prospect for some more people. And they do the same thing. Then they prospect, they get all those people, and then they're working all those people, and they will go through this cycle year after year after year after year, because they never realize that if you put the systems together, and the systems actually aren't really necessarily about prospecting. That's a part of it, but I'm talking about the whole system, the system that handles all of the clients. Because if you can free that time up to generate more clients, then you get more clients. But if you did that without a system, if you freed your time up by not working with your clients, 1, you'd get fired. But 2, you wouldn't be able to prospect for more clients because you already can't take care of the ones that you have. So let me introduce you to a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing is the properly set up system to where everything you're getting ready to do has already been laid out for how to handle it. So that your clients, imagine this. Imagine when clients don't call you in the evenings. Imagine when your clients don't call you on the weekends. Imagine when everything you have to do with your clients is taken care of Monday to Friday during the business day. Then when you go home, life is nice and quiet, And then when it's time to talk to that client again, they don't call you when you're in the middle of having lunch with your wife. You call them when you're in the middle of time to follow up with clients in the office. And then you take care of specifically what it was that you were scheduled to take care of with. You develop rapport with them. You find out if there's any other questions they could have. And then you always encourage them to reach out to you if they have any further questions between now and the next time that we talk. And you're going to let them know what we're going to be dealing with the next time that we talk. And you're going to ask them if they have any questions about that they might want to answer, while we're on the phone. And say, look, it's not a big deal. I've got everything under control. I only laid it out because I wanted to let you know that I know the next step. everything already lined up. This is when it's going to come. This is what we're going to do. I'll talk to you then. Now you're going to find out when you start doing that to all of your clients, they're going to be more in the know, so they're going to like you more, and their like personal fan pages are going to be going more crazy. So they're going to like the process more. They're going to feel more they're going to have a feeling of being taken care of by you, and they're not going to have that anxiousness that gets them to call you at 9 o'clock at night with that question that must be answered right now, where they call you 3 times in a row. Because at every single turn, you have already established yourself as the person who has everything under control. And you're gonna be so confident in your ability to get the job done for them that's gonna resonate with them, and they're gonna have that same feeling too. So have you ever had, and it's true, you can actually create tension and anxiousness amongst your client, or you can put that to rest. What do you want to do? So, guess the point of this video is that prospecting is the solution to most of your problems in the real estate business. But to be able to utilize prospecting properly, you're going to have to put together a whole bunch of other steps beforehand so that the prospecting can occur, and so that you don't get off your game. That lets you, your game is your business model, runs like this. What people have before prospecting runs like this, because they hit those ebbs and flows. I want to see you guys stay away from the ebbs and flows, so you don't have tough months. So you have, I remember when I was a younger agent, I remember at one time my online deposits would only allow $50,000 to be deposited at a time. So I remember when I was hitting month after month of having to hold paychecks back, hold commission checks back, because I was already over my $50,000 limit for that month. That's a pretty cool thing. And then I went to the bank and talked to them, and they had a thing, and we got it raised to $75,000, that made me feel really good, because I was like, cool. Why? I have prospecting under control, and I have regularity in paychecks. And guys, follow the game, play the game, follow the systems, and you can absolutely do the same thing. No questions about it. You got to put in the work. Everything you do or don't do is on you. So if you're not making the money, if you didn't get the paycheck today that you wanted 60 days ago, you probably weren't prospecting. Think about that. And get out there and prospect.